Hello, you beautiful souls. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Michelle. We talk about things like love, spirituality, law of attraction, all of that juicy goodness. We are going to talk about abundance in this video. We're going to talk about the 10 ways to manifest more money into your reality. And you first have to start seeing money as energy. So that's the number one rule. It's not one of the 10 things. It's just the baseline for your belief system. Money is energy. It's like a natural resource, right? We need it to survive, and it is open to us. It is so available to us. It's like the ocean. It's like a waterfall. If we can step out of our mind and really see that it's everywhere, and we just have to align to the frequency of abundance, and that's when it floods in. So let's get started with these 10 things. The first one is your beliefs around money. So, teleport yourself back to your past, and you're, 10 years old in your kitchen and you're hearing your parents talk about money. What are they saying? Is it, hey, babe, stop spending so much? As your dad's talking to your mom, or maybe you have two dads or two moms, somebody's telling somebody to not spend so much money because they have a fear of losing it. Maybe somebody is very frivolous with their money. It's 5:55 on the clock right now, and they are not tracking the money, and they are just not really respecting it. That's a huge piece of manifesting abundance, is respecting it. Not just throwing it away, and really using it for service and using it for good and using it to feed yourself yummy food and to feed your family. And when you find a penny on the ground, appreciate it. That's respecting money. So the first thing we really have to look at is, what are your beliefs around it? Do you feel like because you grew up in a house where there was lack, do you now carry that vibration? Are you somebody who's just so loosey-goosey and you have no idea how much money's coming in and how much money is going out? You're going to have to make these small changes to reframe your mind around money, because when your mind is thinking thoughts about money, that is affecting how you're feeling. And we know that with frequency and vibration, it's all about how we're feeling. So in order to align to the abundance frequency, we have to feel good. And it's actually a love frequency. So normally when people fall in love, they tend to see their bank accounts rise, or there's more opportunity with money. And a lot of my women clients, they confuse this. They think it's the man or the woman that is bringing them more abundance, but it's actually the fact that they're in love and they're feeling good, and that's what's drawing in the money. So a lot of people hold on to other people thinking that they hold the frequency, and they're like, oh no, I need that person. I made a lot of money when I was with that person. It wasn't the person, it was the love frequency. So you really have to look at your thoughts and what you're believing to be true about your relationship with money. And in order to step out of the lack mindset, you have to start seeing the abundance around you that you already have. If you only have $300 in your bank account right now, guess what? Some people have zero. Some people have nothing. So start finding the gratitude for the little bits and pieces that we do have, and at least that it will shift our vibration a little bit to put us in a better state. Okay, the second one is imaginal acts. And I've talked about this before, but I'm going to spin it differently in this video. So you're going to lay on your couch or in your bed or in a meditation. You're going to sit up in nature, and you're just going to sit there and imagine the money has just arrived. Okay, you just received the money. You are putting yourself in receiving mode. Okay, so somebody's handing you that check. You're seeing the bank account rise. In whatever way that you're receiving this abundance, really put yourself in that energy. And what are the first thoughts that pop up? Is it, oh my gosh, I don't know what to do with this large amount. I have all these choices to make. Can I trust this person? Who am I going to give it to? If you start to feel fear spiraling, you have to lay in this imaginal act and diffuse that. You have to get the subconscious mind really comfortable with that amount of money. You have to get yourself really comfortable with that amount of money. So the more you lay in your meditations and your visualizations, and you really imagine yourself getting that amount, that's going to change the game, because your subconscious mind and your mind doesn't know the difference between something that's happening in your 3D reality or something that you're just imagining. So the more we can train the subconscious mind and the mind to see the thing, to have the thing, to feel like we have the thing, Then our body responds, and then we align to that abundance frequency. Remember, these imaginal acts are going to help you get yourself into a state of already having it, and what fear arises when that happens, and how do we diffuse that fear and alchemize it. And if you need help with fear, I took an amazing fear course this summer. It's called Fear Alchemy. I'm going to link it below. There's a 10% discount if you use my code. It changed my life. It's super inexpensive. It's less than $200. And then with my code, it's even less than that. But there's 10 foundations of fear, and one of them is money. And this will help you remove your money blocks. So click that link. I don't even mind if you go right now and click that link and go to that website. You can pause this video, come back to it later. But go sign up for that course. It is self-paced. You can do it on your own. There's a chat that we all talk in, and we share our fears daily. I took the course in the summer, and we're still chatting today about it. I had another fear surface in my body today about attracting a partner, and what if I can't have everything I want? And we're all just texting about it. And it's just so comforting to have people, and I'll be in there too. So I'll be able to text you. So go join that course. It's amazing. But anyway, we have to deal with the fear that we innately do have around money, especially if we grew up in a house where there wasn't a ton of money. So we're not used to it. Because you might have thoughts of losing it, or what if there's not enough? And all of a sudden you get $60,000, but you're like, after you do the math and plan out where it goes, you're like, wait, that's not enough. Maybe I should manifest $180,000. But one of the next signs is going to be, let's move right into it, is expecting this amount of money, whatever you're trying to manifest right now. Try to see it as the first wave. There's going to be more waves of money. This is just the first one. So if you manifest $60,000, this is just the first wave. The second wave could be $50,000. It could be less. It could be more. It could be $300,000. So don't limit yourself. That's, again, your belief system. Are you believing that this one amount is going to come and then you're not going to manifest anything more? Or are you going to expand your mind and see, okay, this is just the beginning of my journey. I'm going to manifest $10,000, and then the next month, $30,000 is going to come in. And you start to like play with all these different numbers. And I'm going to show you something that I do that really helps on my journey. Is I have to, another sign that I'm going to go over is, and maybe we'll move into that now, but I'll go back to the one that we're just talking about. But one of them is getting used to seeing certain amounts. If you're not used to seeing $50,000 in your bank account, it's going to be pretty hard to receive that and not feel fear. So what I like to do is I like to write certain things and have them posted all around my house. So this one says, obviously, God provides 50,000 a month, 75,000 a month, 500,000. So I'm not limiting myself. I'm saying, hey, I'm open to 50,000 a month. I'm open to 75, and you just write them all. You don't have to just pick one. And you could even say 75 or something better. And then I have a magical explosion, because I like the idea of it coming in a magical way and in a large amount, which would be like a tsunami, like an explosion, like a natural disaster of money coming into your life, but it's not a disaster. It's just this booming energy of goodness. So I like to play that out in my head, and it tends to happen for me. It really does. I tend to manifest large amounts of money, and I'm working with the 500,000 right now, and I know it's going to come in a beautiful way. But when you see it more, you get used, like I am so used to seeing these amounts, they feel like $10 to me. Okay, because I see them on papers, like even this paper right here above my thermostat, that paper says, all the ways I'm going to change the world with my millions. And it's all service-based. It's everything I'm going to do to use that money for good. And part of it's feeding myself and having a wonderful home and comfy home to be in, but really getting used to, okay, like what am I going to do with this money once I have it? And removing the lack. It's like it's already here. I'm seeing this money every single day. And I look down because that's where I just put the paper. But expecting it to be the first wave. Okay, so that will also help you in your imaginal acts when you're laying there meditating and you're thinking of the money coming in. You might have had a fearful thought that came up that you worked through in the fear course of, oh no, what if it's not enough? You're going to work through that, because now you have the thought that you're going to toss into your mind that, oh, that's just the first wave. There's more coming. If I was able to manifest $10,000, then why can't I manifest 60? Okay, the next one is guilt or shame around receiving the money. This also goes to your belief system. This also relates to the fear course, because if you have a fear of being seen, If you have a fear of judgment, these are going to come out through your fears of money. Because if you all of a sudden win the lottery, or you start to come into a lot of money and you're taking trips or you're buying a new car, and all of a sudden people start talking, oh, so and so's going this place and so just upgraded this house. You know, how are you going to feel about how people feel about you having money? I know for me, when I took the fear course, I discovered that I have a fear of shining bright and being out there on social media, because I have two sisters and a brother. And a little piece of me, I was the youngest. And in the fear course, I found out that when I did something good, I always sabotaged myself because I didn't want to make my siblings feel bad. And it was because there was a couple incidents in my childhood where I did something amazing, but then one of my brother and sisters ended up not having a good day because of it. So then I connected in my mind that, oh, when I do something good, it hurts somebody else. Isn't that profound? That's why this fear course is amazing. So go take it. I would have never discovered this. So my whole life, like even like wanting to be fit and strong, I yo-yoed in my body. I would gain 20 pounds, lose 20 pounds, because every time I got to my goal weight, I would end up overeating in the middle of the night. Because guess what Michelle was doing? She was sabotaging, because she can't be seen and she can't be successful because it will hurt somebody. It will make somebody else feel less than. So once I uncovered that, and now I'm like, oh, I can do anything. I can be seen. I can be abundant and not hurt people. Because if I'm hurting them, then that's something that they have to deal with. It has nothing to do with me. So you really have to look at, do you have guilt or shame around receiving money when other people aren't receiving it? Do you know that you're worthy of it? And do you know that they can do this work too and receive their own abundance? But you're the one here watching this video, putting in the time and the effort. So high five to you. You have to remember that when you receive that money, they're not doing this work. So this is like a full-time job. When you're working on your manifesting and your vibration, and you're dealing with like limiting beliefs from your past, and when you receive that money and that abundance and that joy in your life, you have to remember these moments where you did the work. You worked on your vibration, and that is a full-time job. Okay, so remove all the guilt and the shame, but first you have to figure out if it's there. And you notice if it's there when you're laying in that imaginal act and you see what thoughts come up after you've already received the money. You really have to put yourself in that imaginary story. The next one is your day-to-day energy. Are you able to shift from a lower vibration to a higher vibration? You know, if you don't know what's affecting your vibration, you're going to really struggle this one, because you have to be in that frequency of love and joy and happiness and compassion. If you're driving down the road and somebody's riding your tail and you're raging in your car, that is not a frequency of love and compassion. If you're that person that pulls over and lets the person pass because maybe they're going to the ER, maybe they're going to rush to get their kid because they're late to getting their kid from school, you have to think outside the box and diffuse your anger so that you can stay in a frequency of being neutral and being calm, peaceful, happy, joyful, whatever it is. But that takes daily work. And if you have a lot of traumas and a lot of things from your past that bubble up and trigger you in those moments, it's going to affect your vibration. Now, I'm not saying, believe me, I've been through a lot of grief in my life. I lost my daughter 10 years ago. So I've learned to sit with emotions. I've learned to sit in my grief and allow the pain to be there. And if I cry for 2 or 3 hours in my apartment alone, I'm going to allow that to happen, because that's what my body wants. My body wants to purge that energy. But afterwards, I'm going to make an effort to shift and to be like, all right, Michelle, you've done enough crying. That felt good. Let's go cook a meal that feels good. Light some candles, put on some good music. So your day-to-day energy is everything. It's 2 p.m. How are you feeling? It's 8 p.m. How are you feeling? You're constantly checking in with yourself, not with the purpose of manifesting, but with the purpose of enjoying life. You want to have fun. You want to really enjoy your experience here. And part of that is enjoying the journey and receiving manifestations, but also being totally content with what you have right now. Okay. So the next three are kind of a combination of the day-to-day energy. The first one is resting often. The more you sleep, the more you release all resistance. So this is a huge one. Sleep, nap, rest as much as you can when you're manifesting money. The next one, clean often. Go through your house at least once once every 2 weeks and just do a deep clean. Okay. Clean out any clothing that is no longer serving you, literally clean with cleaning products, vacuum, dust. You have to shift your energy into a mode of I'm taking care of something and creating space and maybe rearranging furniture, cleaning out your car. You must do this. These next three, sleeping a lot, cleaning, and the last one, long walks. Okay, so this trio, cleaning, resting, and taking long walks is key. And long walks could be on the treadmill, it could be outside. I recommend being in nature because you're connecting to Mother Earth and you're dropping off any lower vibrations and you're pulling her energy back up into your body. So it's an instant mood booster. It's instantly putting you into abundance, gratitude, love, all that jazz. So those three are kind of like subcategories underneath the day-to-day energy because they're tools that I'm giving you to do. But I'm telling you, anytime I go for a really long walk, even if it's like a 2-hour walk, I come home and I have money in my bank account that wasn't there before my walk. I have opportunities in my email that weren't there before my walk. So it's because I'm allowing, I'm not thinking about manifesting. I'm not thinking about anything. I'm getting off the journey for a bit and I'm just resting or walking or cleaning. It's all a distraction in a healthy way to allow the universe to do things for you. Number 8, this is seeing all amounts of money as meaningful and being grateful for it. If you find a penny on the ground, it's the same thing as finding $100 bill on the ground. You have to get used to it. It's just an energy. The amounts don't matter. The universe is still bringing you something. Those are also indicators of birds before land. Something is coming in to give you a little like glimmer of the bigger amounts coming in, but it essentially is all the same. So when you find a penny, when you find a dime, when you find $2, $50, say you're manifesting 50,000 and then you get 50 somehow. That's the universe saying, hey, we hear you, you're on the right track, keep going. Because 50 and 50, like that's a total sign. At least I would see it that way. Number 9 is what I talked about earlier. You have to get used to seeing the amount that you're manifesting. You have to put it into your subconscious mind, whether it's putting it on piece of papers around your house. Sometimes people like to put it on their phones as their wallpaper, the wallpaper on their computer screens. Maybe they're putting it on the dashboard of their car. Get used to seeing that amount, because if a certain amount scares you, we have to get through that. And it's really just essentially the more you see it, the more you get comfortable with it. It's literally so easy. So just make the effort, write it on a piece of paper and put it somewhere where you're going to see it every single morning. And do not let your vibration be lowered because you're thinking, oh, I don't have that, or that's not going to happen. No, you're just putting it up like it's a decoration in your house. You're not intentionally looking at it and thinking about it. You're just passing it as you walk by your kitchen, as you walk by your bathroom, and you're just seeing it. Okay, it's just becoming like wall art, and just get used to seeing it. It's a little secret, but that's going to help you. And then the final one, number 10, is are you okay handling the amount of money that you're asking for? Do you know where it's going to go? Do you have a plan? Do you have an accountant? Do you have a lawyer? Say it's a large amount of money. Like, what are you going to do with the money? So you have to make a plan as if it's already here. Because when you are in the vibration of the person that's having it, you're living from the end, you have to know where it's going. If you have certain people to pay in the meantime, you have to put down their name and say how much you're going to pay them. Write it all out, break it all down, know exactly where every dime and penny are going. This will help immensely. And then I'm going to give you one more. This is a bonus one. This is one that worked for me recently. I recently got my credit card debt paid off, and it was the most magical experience ever. And if you want to hear about that story, I'll link it in the video below. It's going to be the first link in my description box. Go check that out. It was pretty awesome. So right before I received this offer from this beautiful woman who offered to pay off my debt, I was at a beach house. I was kind of like taking a week off from work, but still working, but like not working as much. I was only taking a couple Zoom calls and coaching sessions that week. But I remember writing on a piece of paper, God pays my bills, God paid my debt off. It was so magical. And I also was thinking, you know what, Michelle, you should make an energetic plan to save more money. So I was thinking maybe I should move to the beach because my friends have a beach house and they offered me to stay there for only a couple $100s a month. And I was thinking, I live in an apartment here, which is an hour away. And I'm like, maybe I could somehow get out of my lease and go move there for the winter. So I sat there, piece of paper, I subtracted all of my rent that I'm paying at this place, which is way more expensive. And I was like, wow, if I don't have to pay that amount, I added up all of the winter months and it was like a big chunk of change and it shifted my vibration. And I was like, oh my gosh, I could save that much money. Holy cow. And I was doing this because of my credit card debt. I was not, like I was in a vibration of, Michelle, you should really like pay that down if you don't get help from the universe sometime soon. So let's make a plan to pay that down. So I made an energetic plan and I figured out, oh, wow, I would save this much if I do this. I didn't take action. I didn't actually do it. I just made the plan. And then that night I had a dream of a woman, one of the psychic mediums who I work with at the center. And she opened up a door and she said, Michelle, people want to give you money. Open your abundance pathways. And I was like, I woke up and I'm like, was that real? Like, holy cow, what did that mean? I wrote it down because I write down everything. And then a couple days later, I had this woman offer to pay off my debt. So I had made an energetic plan. I loosened up my body about my debt. I was like, oh, I'm going to save this much money if I move to the beach. What an awesome place to live, by the way. And if I can make this much money, save this much money, I can pay down my debt. And all of a sudden, like, it was like, I can breathe a little bit more. So you making an energetic plan, but not taking action on it will free up more energy for you to relax and release the resistance. I'm telling you, it works. I had another friend who did this. She had a plan to take out money from her 403B. She's a teacher and she was thinking about doing it. She's like, you know what? I'm just going to pay down my debt with my retirement money and then I'll just pay that back eventually. Well, a week later, she got a call and a family member wanted to gift her $100,000. So she made an energetic plan, didn't take action, and it opened up her energy to kind of relax around money. There she goes. She was rising to that frequency of love and joy and happiness and relief and like, yes, it's finally here. And then it showed up. And we were pinching ourselves. She texted me. She's like, can you believe this? $100,000? Who does that? And I said, can you believe somebody just offered to pay off my debt? Who does that? This lady came out of nowhere and booked a session with me and was like, hey, I want to help you. So magic is happening all around us. So do these 10 things / 11 things to help raise your vibration to get you prepared. Because if you were drawn to this video, money is coming and you needed to hear these messages to prepare you, because I do not want you fearing money. Money is beautiful. It's wonderful. It's always coming. It's just the first wave. And we have to get used to feeling that. Okay, so go take that fear course. Do your imaginal acts. Prepare yourself. Okay, it is coming. All right, lovies, like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell. I will see you in the next one. Thank you so much for being here. Peace out.